the big 3Z in the Hilux. We might have seen this Hilux before. We've done a little bit on it. But if we continue down the vehicle, we come to a big green thing on the back. And Jason backed it in a few minutes ago, and I had to do paperwork and emails and that stuff. And Jason pulled it apart because apparently the starter motor doesn't work. And it does look like someone's been in there. We can see someone's been living in there. It has got crappy intake manifold gaskets, so they're going to be replaced. They're not ideal. We'll get a closer look, shall we? Because this man had a problem that every now and then it would stall. Any ideas why? And then the starter motor. We'll go to the front. I think the starter motor may have been playing up for a little while. And I think someone's worked out exactly how to get the pry bar or something into it to give it just give a little bit of a love tap just to get it going again while you're in the river. I think they might have love tapped it two times too many. I would think that's probably an issue. You think?
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
That wasn't me trying to get it out.
Well, the fact that it's got a crack that goes from there down to there possibly suggests that they were smacking it pretty hard. And we might put a proper terminal on it. Right, there's more starter motors for you to put in. Put it back together, and some new gaskets. What do the injector seals look like? Yeah, you might do some injector seals too at the same time. And it looks like it's going to need some injector plugs.
See this Allen key bolt? See this Allen key bolt?
Oh, you like that Allen key bolt, did you?
It's not going back in.
Fair enough.
And see these 30mm nuts?
Oh, you throw them. Yeah, get rid of those.
They're not going back on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to put all the bolts in the throttle body.
And are you going to put all the bolts in the throttle body? Can you do a PCV valve grommet too? And put a hose on it. And we'll resurrect the PCV valve system. Do you think it's going to have an early model link in here?
Yes. Last model. I think it might have.
We have melting here by this battery too, Jace.
Yeah, he did suggest that while we were told.
Yeah, so you can probably have a bit of a gander at that, eh?
Well, the ear filter. It's the wrist.
Rusty filter, yep. Alright, you do your thing. Fix as required. Then we can go boating. Check that fuel filter too, please, because it's like a carbureted one. It's at the front.
Is it on the returner or on the feet?
I don't know.
Totally irrelevant. This fucking thing's pissed. The engine.
It's not square?
Look at it.
Oh yeah.
Bent.
Quite likely.
Is it because it's been hit?
There's a whole thing off the back here, that's cool.
See, it's bent up the bottom plate. Is it twisted? Maybe.
Try that.
We might have to look at that more closely once we get it up and running.
Looks half wobbly, doesn't it?
See, it's also what they've done here is they've welded a weight. They actually knew enough that the flex plate is a flex plate and that strength is gained from the torque converter being bolted to it. So they've actually put some strength in there, which is good. So this is probably one of the tidier boats we've seen, because normally they come in and they're just an absolute abortion. They're just total crap, and the wiring's absolutely crappy. This has got a form. It does have the newer model igniter in it too, Chase. You're right. I can see it now from this angle. Right. And the wiring loom's pretty reasonable. Everything's actually pretty good on it, which is really, really nice to see. We'll look for some voltage drop and charge batteries and things like that, see what it's like, and get that starter motor working, and then we'll do a tacho, and we might look at fitting an idle speed control unit if we can too, Jay. So if you see what computer's in it, and see if we can run some wires in for an idle speed control, please. Because he said it stalls every now and again. By the time we fixed injectors and some air leaks on those, that gasket was... See, that gasket didn't fall apart while you were taking it apart. That's actually been apart, it's been broken previously. And then injector seals, all that'll help. And we'll put an idle speed on it and make it good. Make it carply. What have they done on the bottom of the throttle body? Oh, plastic bung, so you can pop it out and get another one. Cool.
Pop it out. Isn't that good, man? Isn't that good? Look all that good.
You can hit it with a hammer.
It's not going anywhere.
I was wanting to put the breather back on, so it goes back through the breather system.
Rotates. Right on the forehead has and it moves.
Moves is good, that's all we need to know, because it would look silly if the engine didn't actually rotate. Do you think this could be a problem?
Nah. And all that.
You think that's fine?
That's fine.
We'll just leave that, that's good?
Yeah.
It's good, it's good, it's good.
That's fine.
Excellent. Okay.
We'll put the painted green, you know, not going to rust.
It's funny because you know, we were pointed that we might need to look at this wiring, and it kind of just sort of drew me to that there, and then it being loose. That means that you can allows you to rotate the wiring for starting.
Adjustable.
Adjustable. I think hopefully it just goes over into that mess. We'll just cut that whole wire out and put a new one in, eh? We'll just eliminate that join completely. I know you don't want to. Oh, this is interesting. How they've run that. I'm using it as a bleeder. Don't really need that actually. That's is incorrect for a boat.
They might want a warm coffee.
Yeah, but that's coolant. That's going to have antifreeze in it because it's a closed circuit. There's a heat exchanger under the front there somewhere. Well, I'm picking there is. Well, the plan is for a start is you're going to put the rusty fuel filter after the fuel pump. Well, you're actually going to put a low, it's a high micron. Yeah, it's a high micron, so an easy to get through pump filter before it. Drain some of the fuel out and see how nasty it looks in there. You're getting the new pump. We'll just put the new pump in the same spot. Because the fuel tank's welded in, it's going to be really hard to do anything with it. Or we've got to suck it all out. Draw it all out. Oh, we've got a pump. We've actually got a little pump in the workshop if you want to get it out. If it's nasty. And you're going to put some new fuel lines through it. Get rid of this braid shit. Put some normal line through it. New pump in it. Because we actually want to hear the thing running. That'll take you the day. I'll be over at lunchtime anyway. If you get it all set out, if we need to feed it through, or you need my little hands, and compared to your gorilla hands. And then of course, yes, all the stuff's at the workshop. On beside the toolbox, I believe, or with the pump. It's all with the pump. Very good. Look, so we've taken this fuel filter that was after the fuel pump off. Golly. So we've got just a little plastic, easily replaced fuel filter before the pump. We've got a new Bosch 200. Which we got the proper fittings for, so that's cool. Look, new rubber lines, that's cool. And then back here somewhere, can I see it? I'm not sure. We can see that, but there's an EFI fuel filter back there. And then I've got my little facet fuel pump here. Oh, actually, fluid pump. It's going to call it a fluid pump, aren't we? Fluid pump?
Oh,
It's definitely pumping fluid.
yep. That looks rather clear.
And we're a litre in, and that isn't flammable. There's no way that that's flammable yet. I noticed something was up with the beading here. That is not petrol. I don't really want to put this into my petrol can container. Battery's doing fine.
Little pump's getting 18 volts right now.
Well, it needs that to pump all the water out. Are you sure we connected into the fuel tank? I wonder why it didn't run.
I wonder what the other pump sees.
Yeah, there's no reason, that doesn't leak, eh? The filler or the other filler doesn't leak.
Right.
Can you grab me a couple of zip ties? I want to zip tie this to the...
I was trouble finding zip lines. That's I'll have to go back to the mobile. Can't choose mobile department.
Oh, and you're ute after the holidays?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not petrol. Running cars on water does seem to be a popular topic. However, UZs are great, but they still don't run on water. So we're understanding why this thing had problems in the fuel system, don't we? When the fuel tank is full of water.
That's a breather.
That's the fill up the hull. It goes nowhere. Oh, right. What have we got here? Have I got one on the other side? So I've got... What do you mean no? There's definitely a pipe on the other side.
Breather.
Okay, so there's the breather. The tank is quite large in this, isn't it? Okay, it's the one right in the middle. How much water we got so far? Quite a lot. What fluid is that?
That's water.
Water again?
Watery, actually. It's both.
Because flying at the back, I'm getting just petrol now. It's getting, I've gone, because this is like halfway back. The tank's like here. I think the answer is going to be a couple of cans of that injector cleaner stuff. That actually might be flammable. I'm looking for extra wires, and I found these ones. Those ones there. And then I had this part. And the wires I'm actually looking for are right in here. There we go. Right up by the gland. Yeah. Does it instantly go to 100?
Like, yeah, like move it like a fucking ant's penis.
Move it an ant's penis, and it goes to 100.
Yep.
It might be wired wrong. We probably need to diagnose that. And yeah,
That's 3 wires, isn't it?
is it by the 5 volt? 1, 2, 3. Pin 3. It's in the right wire. Is it just calibrated wrong? Got the voltage, and Jason just opens it and it just spans up nicely. You probably can't quite see it. But if we go options, TPS setup, fully open. Lid it off. Done. Store that. TPS is 0. Oh, you fixed it.
Oh, look at that.
It needs another spring on that throttle, eh? So normally there's the bracket here that comes out, and it's got another spring on it. So they've actually managed to remove one of the springs. So we probably should make a bracket either from there or something. He had trouble with it stalling. Now we're at 100. Now we're set correctly. If I back it off, bring it back up, check the voltage. 0.72 volts. I'll adjust it and make it suit. 2 springs down. Some headline round. And now fuel pump problem. Not working now. Yeah, can you go back and give it a wiggle? Do the diagnostics, please. It's a valid technique, wiggling, isn't it?
For that? Alright, I'll just try another technique number 2.
There's like this arm that comes into the boat.
Try that.
That seems to be working. Pin the relay.
I'm going for the. It's quite warm.
It's only running for a moment though. It doesn't smell too funny.
It was warm.
Spin it. It has been run on that C's fuel pump, eh?
Yeah. Pull apart. I'm gonna pull apart.
James taking it apart. Thanks. On the spares box. It needs a glove box. This thing really does need a glove box, eh? You got the spare fuel filter? I probably should order some more. We got the injector cleaner. I'm going to put that in when we get to the boat ramp. You can have the old fuel pump.
Go in the stores.
I really like this fuel filter that was after the fuel pump. I think that's really cool.
So contact right. The core's very warm, but that's very warm.
Well, we know where to look if it plus play up. Yep. Let's go boating. drive a jet boat. The steering's backwards.
What?
When you're going backwards, the steering's backwards. So when you go forward, it's okay. But when you're going backwards, everything's backwards. Apart from that, you're about to learn. Reverse that lever on the side. Jason's learning to drive a jet boat. Jason learns to drive a jet boat. There's a 5 knot zone, so you can't go too fast straight away.
I'm running if it's fucking...
Because when we get on a more of an angle, when we get the nose up, when you drop the nose back down, it's good again.
Yeah.
You'll know.
I wonder...
This was meant to be a relaxing Friday afternoon, even though it's Thursday.
Yeah. It's not very relaxing. Well, it's not here.
Well, yeah. What do we do? Because the west went good then.
Yeah.
Check coils and leads, plugs, confirm all that's working. Pull injectors out and test them. Because they were a bit yucky because we've had water on it, and see if we've got any water coming out the return line.
Yeah.
But at least it's, hey, it starts. Are you pocket calling? You're pocket calling somebody.
No.
So it starts. Emergency number. Jason, you pocket calling. It starts and it runs and it does actually go forward. So we've made a step forward. Whether it's the remains of that water in the tank.
Ideally, if you're going to run that setup, it needs a lift pump into a surge tank within that pump.
Yeah, absolutely. There's room for a surge tank there.
Yes.
Or it just needs a pump put in the tank. But that's cutting the tank out, and I'm not really keen to cut the tank out of the boat.
No.
Not with petrol already been through it. I think we do a swap around. I'll have on the passenger in the driver's seat, and you cram yourself back here and don't sit on the laptop. And I'm going to give it a bit of checking, and then we'll call it a day, eh? Call it a week. I need a cushion. We're about doing just some more testing, some driving. It's actually just getting better. The steering's sticky too.
Yeah.
see, I did verify that what Jason was finding, that when you put your foot up it would just dive forwards. So I got out and actually did like big figure eights and bags side to sides to try and move around any leftover water that was in the tank, which was of course going to go straight to the back, to that pickup. And the more ink we got, the more water we get. So side to sides, trying to flush that water out of the tank, feed it through the engine, and it just got better and better the more we did that. Better?
That's really good.
It's not good. It's full throttle the whole time. It's everywhere you go, it's full throttle. And I can't see over the front. It's way too low. The seat doesn't move.
Laptop's doing weird shit.
Your laptop's doing weird thing? Right, take over. I want to do, I'll sit on it with the laptop and see what it's getting. I think it was fuel, that water in it. 3,100 RPM would make a difference?
Yeah.
Getting 3,100 RPM.
That's all I'm getting.
That's the full noise. That's why it feels gutless. It might have a really big jet unit, a pellets in it. The tune actually looks okay, but we're not getting
Full RPM.
full RPMs.
I don't know how far I'm pushing it down.
Check full throttle, eh? You might want to turn it off to do it. I can check while you're doing it. Hey, mate. Go. Hey, Jason, can you turn the fuel pump on? Oh! I've got another small problem with the exhaust. Yeah, it's leaking. Yeah, you had no drive, Jace. Yeah.
It's that grey cover up. Is that where your motor was?
Yes, it is.
That's right.
When I looked at the logs initially, the max RPM that it was recorded in it was only 4,100. So it hasn't been making lots of revs. It needs to make 5.5. Really? Awesome. When it picks up weed like that, well, you can sometimes just turn them off and it'll fall out. So you'd sucked it all the way in.
Oh, just for driver.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
I didn't realise I'd picked it up until they got out to there. I'm like, hey, it doesn't go.
All right. Catch you next week. See you later. Thank you very much. Alright guys, you'll notice that I'm in cold weather clothes and this one was done a little bit beforehand. We were doing it at the beginning of the year. But what we came up with is we believe that the jet unit had great big blades in it. The customer wanted to head off and do some boating in it, and he was hopefully going to pull it apart and check the blades himself. But we will see. I haven't heard back from them yet. I've done some other jobs where I haven't had a feedback on what's going on with the boat. But the maximum I got was 3,100 RPM, and I highly suspect that in the past that boat had a much bigger engine in it, and that engine had been taken out and the little UZ had been put in, being the fact that it's quite a long hull, possibly a ex-marathon boat type hull, and they'd probably put like a 350 Chev in it, 400 Chev with about 500 horsepower, so twice as much as the little UZ, hence we weren't getting the revs that we needed. But it was a good day boating, and Jason only works the 4 days, so it's a good way to end his week. And of course I work for the weekend as well. But anyway, Jace was, it was his virgin run in a boat. He had a good day, and we certainly made some good progress forward. And of course, the other thing was that exhaust being way too small. I reckon that's causing a problem as well. So exhaust, jet unit, and I reckon that boat's going to go a whole lot better. Oh, and some steering. But, it's still a pretty tidy boat compared to what a lot of boats that we see. I hope that's been helpful, and we'll talk to you again soon. Catch you later.